last month you did SNL with
did.
Ryan Gosling. What was that like?
That was a trip. It was, thank you.
They scream for everything you do.
That's
We
for everything we do? Okay.
You.
We just have that kind of audience tonight. Well, yeah, it was great. I mean, that was the first time they ever kind of talked me into being in a skit, which was a new thing.
They talked you into it?
Well, I raised my hand. I said, hey, if you want me to do something silly, I'll do it. Because I like stuff like that. It generally is maybe not a comfortable place for me, but I think it's fun.
Yeah.
I think it's funny to play with those kind of things. And I don't fancy myself an actor or anything, you know.
Do you think you would ever act?
I think doing a skit on SNL is about as far
That's as far as it's gonna go. Y'all heard him say it.
And if you watch me do the skit on SNL, you'll know why that's as far as it's gonna go. But that's yeah. And we did that, and we played on there, and that was our third time doing that show, and I always have a great time doing that show.
Wow.
I like to laugh, so I'd like to see it. And Ryan Gosling was incredible.
Had y'all met before?
Me and Ryan Gosling?
Yeah.
No, that was the first time we'd met doing that show together.
Wow. Do you think you will ever host SNL? It's a question.
Well, I would certainly have to consider it because what an honor, but after seeing, I mean, how tired, you know, Ryan's in pretty good shape, and seeing how tired he was doing it, I don't know if I could do both, you know, sing and do the whole thing, but you know, certainly I would consider it.
We think you can, right?
Yeah.
We want to encourage you over here. Okay, well, you cleaning up in music. You stay cleaning up in music. So the Academy of Country Music Awards is in a couple of days. And you got 5 nominations. Like...
That sounds correct.
See, okay, let me tell you something about me, Chris. See, well, you believe it or not, talking was my biggest fear. Did you, look, y'all probably don't believe it at this point. So I used to get nervous, not about winning or losing an award, but giving the acceptance speech. How do you feel about, like, the award part of the awards and then, you know, the red carpets?
I don't go to the red carpets a lot. I kind of go take the picture and kind of hang out of stay out of the interview kind of stuff and all that kind of stuff. I don't like to talk. I'm a musician. I'm sitting here talking once again. But yeah, it's not comfortable for me. But I do enjoy, you know, going and seeing the other performances and getting to, you know, do things with folks like you and just performing. And those are the moments when those things get to happen for me. And that's what I like about those shows is getting to do things that maybe I hadn't gotten to do before.
I totally understand that, and we love watching you do it, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Chris, you have so many awards, I had to have a cue card to tell you all about yourself. Okay, so you have 10 Grammy Awards, 16 CMA Awards, 5 Billboard Music Awards, 11 ACM Awards. Like,
That's a lot.
can I ask you, where do you keep all your awards at?
Well, we have an office, and we keep them around at the office, but a lot of times I take them out on the road for people to see, because I feel like they belong to the fans.
That's
a
cool.
lot. And we have like a VIP section that, you know, if you buy that ticket, you can see all the awards and things like that.
I love that.
Yeah, I feel like they're for the people. That's who they belong to.
That is amazing. I'm gonna have to take that. That is awesome. Chris, you gotta tell me about this new album, Higher. What was the writing process like for
Well,
it?
there's a lot of songs on here that have been around for a long time. Like Higher, the title track is probably wrote in 2001 when I moved to town in Nashville. And so it's 23 years old at this point.
Wow.
And, but you know, there's songs that I wrote in the last, you know, year and a half too. So it's an interesting record for me. I think there's a lot of things that kind of push the boundaries of what people think that we do, which is nice for me. I enjoy that, but I don't know, yeah.
Man, it's amazing. I'll be wondering where all of that soul comes from. You're so soulful.
Thank you.
Ain't it, y'all? My goodness, I'm getting chills just thinking about it. And your wife, how influential is she with your album making
Extremely
process?
influential. I mean, she's producing on this record, and but
Go Morgan!
and yeah, she's my barometer for most things. You know, like particularly songs though. Like there's a lot of songs that, on this record that we've been trying to cut for 5 records, you know, so that haven't made it, and then they made it. And so this song has several of those that where we got the one, we hooked it, you know.
Yeah.
I know you know how that is. You get in the studio and you're like, I really like this song,
Yeah.
but I didn't get the one I wanted.
But you know the right time for it, and because you know what a hit is, honey. You don't miss.
I don't know about that.
I don't, listen, when you a fan, you be like, you don't miss. How did you and your wife meet?
How did we meet? We were songwriters at neighboring publishing companies, and the publishing company, she wrote for EMI in Nashville, and I wrote for a company called CEO Music, which was an EMI co-venture, but we shared a writer building. So we would just pass each other in the halls, and that was one of the way that worked.
Man, music is in the blood of the union. It has to be. Do y'all bust out in song? Like, how y'all communicate? Y'all start singing or something? Like, how it work?
It's usually which one of us is going to pick up which kid. You know, we have 5 children, so it's just like, yeah, no, we don't bust out in song at the house too much, but yeah, we have good communication, so that's good.
Speaking of your kids, do they know that they have 2 famous parents?
I think it's probably normal to them. Like they don't think of what I do as this is my job to them, so it doesn't register necessarily. My older children kind of have a notion of it a little bit that I have an unusual job, but the little guys, you know, they just want me to build Legos with them or something.
That sounds like it's just a beautiful home, beautiful family, beautiful kids, and upbringing. That is amazing. Now, I gotta ask you this. Like, so can you like go out or people go crazy, or can you slip under the radar, like from people?
I'm fairly under the radar. I mean, if I don't wear all this,
He's so modest.
well, you know, if I don't wear all the crazy hat and everything, you put a ball cap on, I'm okay most of the time.
You okay?
Yeah.
I don't know, Chris. If I saw, right, I'm like, I don't know. If I saw you, I'd be like, that's Chris Stapleton.
Well, you know, the other part is I look kind of mean.
You think so?
Yeah.
Does he look mean, y'all?
Well, I don't look friendly. How about that? And so people might see me and they're like, I think that's him. But it might not be. He might stab me or something. So, you know, I get a lot of like, is that him?
Yeah.
Looks, but not as much. But people are genuinely nice when they do walk up and say things. I've never had a bad incident of any kind.
Okay, so no one gets you mixed up with anybody, because people think I'm either Coco Jones or Megan Thee Stallion, and I'm never Jennifer Hudson. Does that ever happen to you where people think you're someone else?
I get Jamie Johnson a lot. He and I used to joke with each other like, hey, does anybody think that you were me today? You know, anytime we see each other. But it's happened to me a bunch, and you know, in Nashville in particular, people that are fans of his that are also fans of mine. I've had people have whole conversations. One time at the Grammys, the first time I ever went to the Grammys, I was in the line, and I was in a band called the Steel Drivers. You know, you're in the line to get in. You know what I'm saying? There's a line to get in. Doesn't matter who you are. There's a line to get in. You're walking into the building. You know, they're herding us in there, and some guy just starts losing his mind. He's like, man, I love your music so much. And I was in a band called the Steel Drivers at the time. It was the first time we'd ever been nominated for anything. It was a bluegrass band. Nobody knew who we were at the moment. And he just kept going on, and I was like, man, you don't even know who I am, do you? And he's like, yeah, you're in Leonard Skinner, don't you? and I'm like, no, it's not me, but thank you. And I went on.
Sometimes you gotta do that.
Yeah.
If you like this video, smash that like button and subscribe to the Jennifer Hudson Show YouTube channel. Check your local listings or visit jenniferhudsonshow.com to see when you can watch full episodes in your area. And don't forget to sign up for the newsletter.